see things coming up on my live now. Thank you so much, guys. So, hi everyone, and we are going to talk about the current trends in NFT. So, whatever I'm going to share today is one of my few experiences that I have had in recent days. So, I must have told this many a times, but let me again tell you, if you all remember that I had been to Dubai in March, and I had the privilege to attend crypto meetups there, especially the Binance blockchain. And there, I met a lot of interesting people coming up with interesting projects, and that's where I understood a lot of things that are happening in the NFT world today. So we are going to discuss all of those and what I see are the current news in the NFT space that can literally blow everything up that we know about NFTs. So these things, when we know, where, what in entirety, like a macro view of understanding where the NFT world is moving, will help us understand how we should prepare ourselves for this movement and how we should be moving ahead and what we can expect in the near future or in the long future, and how NFTs are changing the world. So that is what we are going to talk about today, and that's where our concentration will be. Vishishta says, can see you now. Thank you, Vishishta. Pavan says, hello, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good, Pavan. Thank you so much for asking. And I hope all of you all are also doing great. Okay, so I am just setting up my presentation. I have sort of put efforts today to make it a little different, and I hope I'm able to do that. Okay. Okay, guys, until then, anyone, any doubts, anything that you want to ask me, anything that you want to tell me about NFTs, any questions that you guys have in mind, please feel free to ask any question. My voice is breaking, is it, Sujay? Oh, really? Uh, is everybody else feeling the same? Vishishta, so you say that Looney Tunes NFT, is it possible for you to send me the link of that particular collection so that I can check that, and probably we can, just see it around how it feels like? Oh, it still hasn't come. Okay, so you think Looney Tunes, you one of our favorite cartoons. I'm a '90s kid, so I know I can relate to Looney Tunes so much. So they are trying to come. Okay, if they are coming officially from the brand itself, then it's a good thing. That could be a hype thing. But we need to understand if they are giving us the copyrights. I mean, if they are giving us the ownership as well. That is something that we need to see. And what sort of hype is there in the market, how are people reacting to it, and are they feeling that they want to do some, is there a hype in general, and what do you think is the utility would be if we can own something in the Looney Tunes NFT, would be the things that you should be checking before entering this project. In fact, there are certain like we all talk about NFT marketplace yesterday, OpenSea, right? There's another marketplace called Weave. I don't know if it's called Veve or you call Weave. It's called VEVE. Okay, and that is supposedly a marketplace of comics. So all these Spider-Man comics, the Avengers. I mean the Marvels, the DCs, and all this. Imagine all of them coming in a comic book. I mean, there was times in when we were in our 90s, when we were kids, we used to study all this in the comic books, right? Instead of also seeing the cartoons and the films around it, we also had comic books around them. So those comic books are now available as a collectible, as an NFT, through this platform called Weave, which is VEVE. That's what it is called. Okay, so if you try and register yourself under this platform, literally, so there are like Spider-Man comics, and 100 only 100 NFTs of those Spider-Man comics. If you find out a rare one and you sort of own them, I know my friends who actually owned, who got those copies for few dollars and were able to flip it for thousands of dollars later. So, this is for all the people who are interested in digital comics, owning them as an NFT. If that hits like a nostalgia to you, and if you think there's something that you can do about it later, then I think that's an amazing avenue to explore for anyone who's interested in the comic book NFTs. So again, I would just write it down here in the chat so that you guys can see. It's called VEVE, okay? So that's where you can check, and I am just logging in. One second. So, guys, this is about the question that was asked to me. But otherwise, I have few things to share with you, which is the current trends in NFTs, right? That is our topic. So, diving straight in into the topic, the first thing I want to talk about in the current trends is going to be NFTs as collateral. When we understand about NFTs, the second thing we also understand about NFTs, it's a highly illiquidable market, which means that compare your crypto and NFTs. Okay, crypto, say for example, you're holding some Bitcoin. Say for example, Pavan has one Bitcoin. Okay, with him. Congratulations, Pavan. Hypothetically, I have made you an owner of one Bitcoin. So imagine if Pavan has one Bitcoin and at night 2 a.m. He gets an emergency where he needs some cash with him, and for that he goes to any of the crypto exchange and he wants to sell that particular Bitcoin on whatever price he wants to. If there is a buyer who's ready to buy that NFT, what would happen? Sorry, to buy one Bitcoin from him, what would happen? He would certainly, I mean, whatever price, say for example, he wants to sell at 40,000, and there's a buyer interested in taking up that one Bitcoin at $40,000. He would get that $40,000 equivalent in his bank account, and then he can withdraw it, right? He can get it in the exchange, and from exchange he can bring it to the bank. This is the process, which means that crypto is in a way that, anytime if I want to sell any of my crypto coin or token, if there are buyers and sellers available in the market, I can get my crypto liquidated very easily. That's the thing we know with NFTs, right? I mean, that's the thing we know with cryptos. But what about NFTs? In NFTs, we understand that, I bought an NFT. Say, for example, Vishishta bought an NFT. Okay, say she told about Looney Tunes. So I'll go with the Looney Tunes example itself. Say, for example, Vishishta has Looney Tunes NFT with her, and she bought it for zero point 0.1 ether. And today she wants to sell that Looney Tunes NFT for 1 ether. I mean, it's a good thing. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to feel that, what you have can generate that amount of money. But what if nobody in the market is interested to buy that Looney Tunes NFT for 1 ether? It's a possibility, right? So Vishishta would have to wait until the time somebody is there to purchase that particular NFT at 1 ether. That's why we say that NFTs are a little illiquidable market where, getting the liquidity spontaneously is not easy. Now imagine you hold one of the board apes. I talk about board ape because, that is one of the successful project in the last year that we have seen, and which continues to keep up its reputation even till date, right? So yesterday we were checking board apes and we were trying to, go through them on the OpenSea platform. So we saw, minimum all the board apes were at 90 ether flow price, and then they were going up till 120, and then there were some random prices up to for 1,88,000 ether as well. Now imagine one of that board ape that you hold. Say if you need money right now, probably you can sell one of your board ape, and then the second thing could be that, okay, you get the money for once. But what if I don't want to sell my board ape but still need money? Is there a way to, still have my NFT and still make money out of it without selling? Then there comes this new things that have, started coming across, which is called NFT as collateral. Now what happens, like, say for example, I need some money and I go to the bank for the same. Okay, when I go to the bank, when I need a loan, they'll tell me, what do you want to put as collateral? Either I can put jewelry, either I can put this home, or either I can put any property that I have, depending on what the bank agrees to, right? Same ways, there are certain protocols on the internet. There are certain decentralized finance protocols, which means DeFi protocols. And what we say when we mean DeFi protocols, it means that, you literally, DeFi can do everything that a bank does, but in a decentralized manner, so that you don't need a particular organization or a system or group of people to trust. But because it is decentralized, because everything is in a sort of a smart contract, it is a trustless way of finance, and that's why it is called DeFi, which means decentralized finance. So there are certain DeFi protocols where you can keep NFT as your collateral. Say for example, if you were the holder of a Bored Ape and you did not want to sell it, but you needed some liquid money right now, then what you could do, you could go to these protocols and stake or give away your own NFT, the Bored Ape, as a collateral. And based on that, how much ever amount you would agree with, you would get equivalent uh, tokens. That could be like ether or dai or USDC, depending on where you're going, where you're putting this, and what are the agreeable tokens to that particular protocol. So for example, if I have to give you an example, I would give you an example of something called arcade.xyz. Now what arcade.xyz does, okay, okay, so it's possible for me to do this. Okay, then I might as well share my screen. Okay. So if I have something called arcade, so there's a website called arcade.xyz. You go there and, okay, let me share my screen and show it to you how that looks like. Yeah. So this is arcade.xyz, and here these are the sort of NFTs that it allows for you to stake, which means that, not any XYZ NFT which you want to put in as a collateral would work, but they have certain NFTs listed out for themselves. So starting from A to Z, they have certain NFTs that they have listed out here. The ones which are very notable are, of course, the ones that have been highly ranked all across in the NFT markets, which is the Atom Bomb Squad. This is one of the NFTs that most of the whales would possess. Alien Friends, Art Blocks Curated. Art Blocks Curated is one of the amazing art. I mean, it is a generative form of art created by the algorithm, and that's why it is very highly priced. And then you have Axie Infinity, the game, the NFT game, the play to earn game, which made uproars in Philippines and had a lot of fan following all over the world. And now it's beginning to even come to India though. Then Azuki, the Japanese anime characters, Beeple, the one person I worked with, Metacoven, who bought the Beeple piece for $69 million. The artist himself has done a lot of other collections like Genesis collection, Spring Summer collection, 2020 collection, and stuff like that. And then Bored Ape Yacht Club, and then Bored Ape Kennel Club, and then the Mutant Ape Club, Clonex, Cool Cats, Cryptodes. These are few of, CryptoKitties, the oldest, one of the oldest projects, CryptoPunks that came out in 2017, CryptoVoxels, which is a sort of metaverse. So there are different sort of metaverses. One metaverse is also CryptoVoxels. Then CyberKongs, I explained you this yesterday. If that cyberkongs is one which gives you the kong tokens every day for just holding their NFTs. Okay, Dead Fellas, another amazing project. Decentraland, which is one of the metaverses. Doodles, amazing project, amazing top projects. Ethereum name service, I hope Amit is listening. So Ethereum name service, if you have a Ethereum name service domain which is very general and very useful, say something we saw yesterday, Gary, we had few useful ones which were very general, right? I am whale.eth, something like that. So probably I can even place those valuable ether domain names also as one of the collateral, and against that I can get whatever I want, say ether or dai or USDC, depending on what conditions are in arcade. Okay, so all these I mean, you can check their websites, and all these are the available. I mean, the sort of NFTs that they are okay in having. See, World of Women is also here, which is one of the amazing projects as well. So now in this, what happens? If you have any of these NFTs, you can literally go to this arcade.xyz, and you can say that okay, based they would have some terms and conditions written there, and based on those terms and conditions, you can see if you are agreeing, you can get a loan based on your NFTs, and that could be a definite amazing way where where we always keep saying this muhavra, right, which is you can eat the cake and have it too. It is not like you have to choose one of those. You don't really have to sell out your NFTs in order to earn out of them. You can also have your NFTs, and you can also make money out of it for a limited period of time. You can take some money as a loan and then pay it back. And a lot of people do transactions like these, earn out of it, and then pay back the loan. And that means that I can still get to have my NFT, and also get to make money on the side, because I'm holding one of these valuable collections with me. So that could be one of the amazing things that is becoming possible these days. And if you are going to become an owner of any of these things, you can literally make use of something called NFT as a collateral. Okay. um, how is this collection as an investment? So Pavitra has sent me a link. Okay, I will try to just share my screen in order to show you what we are doing with this. Okay, it's called Boodles Official. Okay, Pavitra. So I did one session talking about dark side of NFTs, where I tried to say that there are certain projects and they just try to imitate the original existing project. So I never heard of Boodles, but I know something called Doodles, which is the official project. And now that you guys, I mean, I want you guys to see the sort of NFTs that are here in this project. And now let's see Doodles. Okay, see, this is Doodles, and see, you will see this project is exactly the same. It has similar sort of an art that that project showed us. Where what I mean to say by showing this is, right now the floor price is 12.4 ether, very well distributed, and it has already done 1,31,700 ether in volume. Now, the thing why you should refrain from projects that piggyback on other projects are a very simple thing. If I did the entire art and came up with something very original, which is so valuable today that people are ready to pay 12 ether to buy that particular NFT, and because that project just got famous, there will be a lot of copycats in the market the next day who would just change something, twerk something in the name. So like Doodles, there was a derivative which came out called Noodles, and then there was another derivative that came out of it, and then Boodles also looks like another derivative. Now the reason I hate derivative projects is, first, they did not even find the time, or they did not even have the creativity to invent an entire art on their own. They are actually piggybacking on a collection that is really successful, and they are trying to gain the hype from it, because for people who feel that okay, Doodles is now overly priced, 12 ether is not something that I want to give, those people think that okay, might be I can do with something called Noodles, I can do something which is related to Doodles, looks like Doodles but it's not Doodle. So anything that looks like that project is a look like only, it's not the original project. So always refrain from getting into derivatives, because more often than not, these derivatives are not actually supported by the original project. Sometimes there are certain projects that are supported by the derivative, supported by the original project. Like for example, in the case of Doodles, when Noodles came out, Noodles looked somewhat exactly similar, but just that instead of the people there, there was just one straight noodle sort of a figure, and the same attributes were there. But they were sort of supported by the Doodles project. So it seems like, and there was an official announcement. So the extended perks of having Doodles, some sort of perks also exist in taking up Noodles, but it does not go with every derivative project. So number one, refrain from derivative projects. If you will just type ape, let me just show you as well. If I just go on, So if I just go on ape and type ape here, right, you will find so many projects that would be related to ape, but they are not bored ape. So probably there will be like, I think there was some baby ape or something, that sort of a collection. You see baby ape social club. So these guys literally just copied what Bored Ape was, and you know how successful they have been, and they launched something similar, and they launched it on the Solana chain. Just because Ethereum chain is already there, they did it on Solana chain. So we don't want to get into projects like that, because as much as they get hyped, there is a possibility that, tomorrow if OpenSea feels like tomorrow if the marketplace feels like, that these guys are not the right project, and they are derivatives and they are trying to piggy bank on someone else, probably they can as well remove the entire collection from OpenSea. In that case, what would happen? You will be left with the NFT, but that NFT would have no value. So that is the reason I personally refrain from any derivative project, and that would be my suggestion to all my people here as well, that don't try to get into a derivative project. Okay, Pavan asks how to create an NFT. Pavan, how to create an NFT? If you're an artist and if you know to draw, and you can draw on paper or canvas, then you can do that and scan it or click a picture of it and put it as a NFT. Or if you are a digital artist and you know you have access to something called an iPad or something similar, like you have a tablet and there you can draw something and put it out. Those are the ways as well to draw and create an NFT. Now that NFT, how you create and sell it as a token, I have taken a separate class for that. You can consider following me here on Creator and going back to those sessions to see how I've done it. Okay. I hope that helps and that answers you. Okay, so the next thing I would like to talk about, which is very, very, very interesting, is intelligent NFT. Intelligent NFT and TNFT, which is called the tangible NFT. So first I'll talk about tangible NFT. Now what happens in a tangible NFT? Say for example, I would give you an example here. So there is this guy called Ravi Soni. He's from Rajasthan. He's from Udaipur. Okay. So recently he made a Guinness World Record. It's a very big deal, guys. He made a Guinness World Record where he painted one of the largest paintings in the world, largest landscapes. What he did, his canvas was actually the entire basketball court. So in the entire basketball court, it took him one day to just lay down the canvas and prepare the canvas so that he can start drawing on it. And it took him days to copy an artwork, and I mean, he made an artwork on his paper, and then he brought the entire idea that he thought into that big canvas that was ranging in an entire basketball ground. And now that thing is like, after he did that, he became the first ever person to do this largest drawing, and it is such a proud thing for us that he's from India. Number one. Now what he's planning to put sell that out as an NFT. So there is going to be a digital version of the same image, which will be available as an NFT. But in the tangible NFT, what he's saying, so anybody who buys this NFT of his, which means he's buying the digital art of that particular art, right, of that particular picture that he drew. Now he's saying that whoever buys this digital item will also get the physical item along. Say for example, if some person like Metacoven, who has already bought the $69 million people piece, and he actually last year had a program in New York. There was a party where he actually launched that collection for the first time for people to see, how that people piece of $69 million looks like. So imagine if someone like Metacoven bought this as well, bought this NFT, could actually get transported the original physical drawing, which he can choose to either, donate it to an airport or something, because, it requires that big of a space to be actually seen. So imagine, that is something that people are more interested in these days, because they just don't want a physical copy, but they need a tangible copy related to it. So any of you guys, if you're planning as an artist to launch your own NFTs as well, then this could be something that you can think about as a utility, that tangible NFT, where you're not just selling the digital digital item to them, but you're also giving them the physical copy. You're also handing them, or say for example, yesterday I spoke to Kajal. I don't know if Kajal is here, Amit's sister. So Kajal is an artist, and she sent me few of her artwork. So imagine if Kajal was successful in selling one of her pieces as NFTs, she could also courier that particular buyer her original copy of that drawing, which could make more sense for the person to keep. So he could keep the physical as well in his home or wherever he wants to keep, get it framed and keep it there. And for the digital world, it is already there in the digital wallet for anybody to see and make an impression out of him. Oh, Kajal is here today as well. Hi, Kajal. So again, I would tell you guys that Kajal has some amazing drawings. I mean, she's an amazing artist. I saw her paintings yesterday. Keep up the good work, Kajal. And I mean, let's rock the world together. Okay, so before that, okay, Sumit said, I make many kinds of NFTs, but not anyone is on sale. Can you give me a solution about it? Sumit, I have already done a session where I have told about, if you are not an artist and if you want to make a sale of NFTs, how you should do that. You can consider going back on that stream and seeing. If not, like Kajal got in touch with me on Instagram yesterday, you can also consider getting in touch with me on Instagram, and probably I can help you explore the avenues and how you can go about it. So that could be the way. Okay, so this is called tangible NFTs. Okay, and that is, you can consider that as a utility. Like I see, I have so many artists today in the audience. You guys can consider that as a utility. That is for tangible NFTs. Now the second thing, which is the most interesting thing, and the time I heard this in the Binance event in Dubai, I was just like, oh my god, just imagine the endless possibilities, which is called the INFTs. Okay, um, let me just show you one pattern of INFTs. Okay, okay, until I am getting, yeah, right. So I am about to show you an intelligent NFT. And what does an intelligent NFT means? In an intelligent NFT, there are certain companies right now which have developed projects using AI, which is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Using that, what they have done, say for example, we all admire Shakespeare, right? I mean, we have learned his. I mean, we have seen his novels, we admire his work, we have seen his poetries, and we have also as well acted in many of those plays, right? Like I remember I became Portia in one of the Shakespeare Merchant of Venice plays. But I have never seen Shakespeare, and I'm sure nobody here in our audience has ever seen or heard Shakespeare, right? But imagine if anybody here was a big fan of Shakespeare and they wanted to hear him personally. You think that is possible, but there are people who are making it possible. How? So there'll be a Shakespeare NFT, and you can get that Shakespeare NFT. You can buy that Shakespeare NFT from the market. Now, what this Shakespeare NFT will be, it's not just a plain image or a video or something like that, but it is going to be like an actual Shakespeare person. So what they are doing here is that, whatever is available with us as resources of Shakespeare, say for example, all the prose, all the poetry, all the novels that he has written, through machine learning and through AI, they are going to train that entire model with everything that Shakespeare has ever said. And that AI model will actually become Shakespeare in a way that if you start talking to that particular model, you will feel as though you're talking to Shakespeare, because he knows of everything that Shakespeare has ever written. And I think that's an amazing. I mean, the time I heard about this, it literally blew my mind. Let me just show you in an image how that would feel like. Okay, right now what I have is just an image, but it's an awesome information to know, and this can open endless possibilities for NFTs in future. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen. So here you see that imagine you are going into Taj Mahal And in Taj Mahal, instead of a guide telling you, how it felt to be Mumtaz Mahal, or how she was here, her life story and everything, or you having an audio guide where you have just got the microphone in and you're learning about Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan's life, and you're imagining. Now imagine if Mumtaz Mahal as an NFT was there, right there uh, in the Taj Mahal. So when you entered Taj Mahal, you would be welcomed by Mumtaz Mahal, and she would take you through her entire story in a way that you would interact with her as a live person. So that could be possible with these sort of NFTs that are coming up these days. So not just Mumtaz Mahal. Imagine you can personify Dracula. Imagine you can personify your CryptoPunk. Imagine you can personify your Bored Ape Yacht Club. Think of the endless possibilities that this can lead to. I mean, are you guys imagining? I mean, is this blowing your mind the same way it blew my mind? That imagine, and why just even go to history? Say imagine your grandparents, okay, and possibly you loved them so much. So I loved my grandpa a lot, and I miss him so much when these days when there is any occasion, I literally do miss him, do miss the words that he used to say. For example, if I had a lot of material for any AI to train, where I could train the AI with the voices of my dadaji, with the sort of things that he used to speak, with the language he used to speak, and with the sort of things he used to tell, the sort of content he used to deliver. If I had all these content to train an AI model, I could actually train an AI model and give it the face of my grandpa, which meant that I could literally have my grandpa in person, and I could talk to my grandpa as I would if he was alive. I think the possibilities are endless here, and that literally blows my mind of how the world is fast progressing to a place where it is literally, I mean, it's possible to get one of your loved ones come in front of you who's not there with you anymore, but lives virtually with you, however you want them to. And I think, I mean, we are just scratching the amount of possibilities. We have just begun to scratch the surface, and there's a lot that it holds. So, I mean, these are some of the examples, and there are companies that are doing it. And I'm not talking about, hypothetical future, but there are companies that have come up with intelligent NFTs, and they are trying to train their AI models in a way that it can mimic historians, it can mimic some amazing artists of all the time, it can mimic the physicists that have existed. Imagine talking to Galileo, Newton, Albert Einstein. Anything is possible. So imagine your NFTs being an intelligent person and speaking to you as that person would actually. So this definitely blows my mind, and I hope it blows your mind as well. So these are some of the current trends that are happening in the NFT world, which I absolutely love. Another trend in the NFT world is about crowdfunding, and how crowdfunding, say for example, I would like to bring back this example again because this is very close to my heart. Have any of you ever imagined to be a film producer but did not get the opportunity to be? Have any of you in the audience felt like seeing their names on the big screen, on the big silver screen as the producer of a film, and not being able to do it? But now NFTs could give you a chance. This is from a real case study which happened few days ago, where Vishal Malhotra, one of our favorite childhood artists in the Disney show, he used to come and host the Disney show. If you were a 90s kids, you would realize who Vishal Malhotra is. So imagine what Vishal Malhotra did. So he's always been an actor, but he also wanted to be a director. He had a script in his mind, but he did not have the funds. So now what would happen in the general world? If he had to make a film, he has to go to a producer and start talking to the producer in a way like, this is the film, and the producer might be like, no, I don't like the script, change it like this. Or probably he has his own heroes and heroines that he wants to tag, which probably Vishal might not want, or something like that. But if Vishal wanted a complete freedom of choosing however he wanted to proceed with this film, plus the fact that he could also get money, That's where he got NFTs into picture. So there have been a lot of Indian actors and actresses who have got into NFTs. You can see Amitabh Bachchan has, Sunny Leone has, then cricketers have. So a lot of people have come, but he took a little different route. He said, I'm going to be the first Indian actor who's going to draw the NFT himself. So he drew the NFT himself and he put it on OpenSea, and he put it out to people that, anyone who's interested can own this NFT. And the utility you will get in this NFT is that you will get to have a conversation with me. And I mean, that could be a utility for someone, right? Say, for example, here, if Sumit, wants to become a content creator or wants to grow his Instagram, he wants to become a star on Instagram. What would he do? He would go to Vishal, he would buy his NFT, and then he would say, I mean, so what Vishal promised as a utility is that anybody who buys my NFT will get to chat with me for 30 minutes, and I'll post those screenshots of the image, I mean, of our chat on my own Instagram page, where he has some 64,000 people following him. So, rato rat, Sumit could become a star. Sumit could become someone who got an opportunity to talk with someone very famous, who's been our childhood idol. So, Goyal asks me, what is that collection called? So, I will just take you to that collection. Okay, so go on OpenSea, and Vishal. So the first of what Vishal created was not this though. He also created this piece, which was a nice piece of art. You can see that he has his own picture created as a sort of pixelated image. Okay, and then he has art of a sort of mother, and this shlok that gets played behind is somewhat, which talks about what an association of a mother and son has been, and then he has those shlok written in the form of Sanskrit that keep traversing. See, so these slopes are running and everything. So there have been people. Now you can see that there are 9 owners of this. There were 10 NFTs in total, 9 owners of that. And for what price it sold to 0.2, 0.2, and like this, he sold some about 30, 40 NFTs. I mean, this was one part of the collection. Like that, he had other collections as well, which sold and gave him a good collection so that he could actually build up his own movie. And what happened after he built this entire movie, when he was showcasing that in when he was showcasing that movie, he told all these people who paid, who bought these NFTs, were actually named as the producers of the film. So when the producer credits had to come on the screen, all these 12 people who had bought the NFTs were listed out there, and they got the chance of being there with Vishal, seeing the premiere with him, getting to meet all the prominent people from the industry. There was Anu Malik there, and there was a lot of industry people there in the premiere. So they got to meet everyone. So imagine if you and me, being in crypto, were able to support Vishal's film. Probably we could have got so much of glam or so much of content for our own Instagram pages if we were a content creator. Because see, me as a content creator, these things interest me. I mean, I would definitely want to be associated with people who are very much famous and would be part of their glam in order to increase my followership or reach out to more and more people and become and grow my network, right? Because network is very important. Network is your net worth. So if that is a utility for someone, that could be something which is very interesting. So imagine a person can go to common man and make them partners in their movie as a producer, which was not possible previously. Previously it was the decision of only those privileged people who have a lot of crores and millions of dollars, or millions and billions of money waiting for to be published anywhere. Only those people could become producers. But this now is changing concept, where crowdfunding is becoming possible through NFTs. And crowdfunding not just in the films, but you can see crowdfunding getting so there is a research lab. What it does, it is based in USA. Now what that research lab says, if you are interested in buying our NFTs, you can actually get to fund the research that is happening in our labs. And when you get to fund that research, they are also willing to share a part of IP with you, which means that if say something amazing, some amazing innovation comes out of that lab, and you have a part ownership in the IP of that particular project. So for example, any company who employs that particular product, and that product makes billions of dollars in sale, you could be entitled to a little percentage of the revenue that you could be gaining, and that could be like a another passive source of income for you to be there for generations together, because it is in the form of an NFT, because it is transparent, and that is how it is designed to be. So imagine there are endless possibilities of crowdfunding which can happen, which can come in the form of a company, in the form of film, in the form of IP, in the form of whichever field you want to apply to. And that's why I say that NFTs in art are just one small part, but otherwise what NFTs can do in the entire whatever field you are in, and NFTs have the potential to change that particular field, because we are talking about smart contracts where we don't literally need a person to abide by that contract, but it is a trustless computer code which will execute the way it is supposed to be executed, no matter what happens. And that's what I beautifully love about NFTs. So that is one amazing thing about NFTs that we can talk about. Then the current trend, which has been in the last few weeks, we have seen something called free NFT minting. Free NFT minting like Goblin Town. So Goblin Town would be the number one example I would give any time for a free NFT mint, where you literally had to spend zero money in buying that NFT, but you had to pay a very nominal fee for buying for the gas fees. And we all know that this gas fees does not go to the creator, but goes to the network, right? Goes to the Ethereum network, goes to the miner. So technically that NFT was available for free, and whoever got a chance to get a goblin is now sitting at that goblin's floor price is somewhere about 6 ether. We just saw that yesterday, right? So imagine making crazy amount of 6 ether money just for something you got for free. So the ethos in the free mint has been, there are reasons why free mints have begun to happen. First, because particularly if I have to talk about this project did not have a roadmap in the first place, and as well does not have a Discord. So the two big things we always say, that to look for utility, look for their community in Discord. These two things they did not do, but they had a different way of coming up and showing that things could be built the other way around. And that's the absolutely the best thing I love about NFTs, that there are no rules here, right? There are no set rules or no golden rule that if you want to succeed, this is the only way that you can succeed, this is the rule book, follow this and it'll be done. No, there are different people, and different people have different audiences, and everybody has that creative liberate that liberation or that creative freedom to try and twerk this entire thing in a way and see that, okay, can this also become famous? So Goblin Town goes down as one of such examples. They came up with a little comical take on the entire NFT world. They built up their own sort of language, which is sort of the usual language we talk to, but the way of saying that is a little different. And using that, they created a entire community that vibes along, and which was very chill sort of a community. And then they said that, okay, no, we are giving this experience out for everyone for free, so why do you even have to pay money to get to experience what holding an NFT means like? And that's how Goblin Town came into existence, and that's how people rushed into the project and made it so valuable today. So I'm not saying that Goblin Town is going to be absolutely successful in the long run. It might be a temporary hype that would fade out in a way, but even if that project goes down to zero point 0.2 ether from 6, zero point 0.2 ether is still some money, right? So the fact that projects like these could come into existence and could prove something which we never thought could happen in NFT world is the way to see that we can literally challenge ourselves and see what new ideas and new creative styles that we can apply in order to get people interested in what we do. That is uh, what we're talking about here. Okay. Pavan says you have good knowledge NFT and crypto. Thank you so much, Pavan. Thank you. This is all because of my network and the people that I'm surrounded with. I always keep myself connected and keep learning in what new things that they're doing. Okay. Thank you so much, Pavan. Means a lot. Okay. So now what happens? Goblin Town was one such collection, but Goblin Town में problem ये है कि now it is at 6 ether, and we definitely, all of us here doesn't want to get into a project which was good enough, but we don't want to get in for 6 ether, of course, right? Because that's going to be lakhs of money that would cost us. But now I want everybody here in this life to reply to me, and my question is, are you interested in minting a project that is free, and that project has considerable amount of value and a lot of hype around it? So I just explored one such project yesterday and I got into it. It is absolutely free mint, same thing, free mint, but you have to pay a little gas price, which means that you must have to have your wallet set up, and you must have a little ether so that you can, spend for gas. So are you guys interested in minting that project? If you are, probably, and if you want, I can set up my next class around that particular topic, where I can take you through how to mint that particular project, and I can make sure that all of you along here with me are minting that project, and we all get into it collectively, and we can understand, like how we can explore. I mean, this is basically guaranteeing you a feel of, what it means to be an NFT project, and probably that could lead somewhere. Are you guys interested in something like that? If you are, let me know in the comments so that I can plan my next class accordingly. Based on, how many people get interested, I would be taking up that class where we would do a free minting. We would get into a project that is giving us a free mint right now. All you have to do is to have, I think, something as less as, depends on what time we do it, $8 to $10 gas price would be required. That would go as gas fees. That's it. The project is for zero cost, and you can set up your own NFT gallery. You can have, you can show up all your NFTs that you have, or probably if you want some other NFTs to be shown there, you can do that. So all those things are what I'll be suggesting you in the next class, based on people who tell that they want to learn it. So Sumit says he's interested. For sure, Sumit. Let's do it. Let's do it in the next class. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the trends recently now in NFTs. And next we're going to talk about the corporates in NFT. You must have heard, I don't know if you've heard, there'll be headlines coming up that, this brand has started giving out its NFT. This brand enters into metaverse now. You must have heard with Pepsi, Budweiser, Gucci, and so many other brands in NFTs, right? So one recent, I mean, in February there was one recent update where it was where this is going to be as one example where the virtual reality meets the physical world. Okay, so here I'm talking about McDonald's. So what McDonald's did, say for example, you are in Decentraland and exploring, going around in Decentraland and everything, but you feel hungry. You literally don't have to come out, you don't have to break your experience in Decentraland, go on Swiggy or Zomato and order a McDonald's, but they have their headquarters, they have one of their restaurants. The McDonald's has one of their restaurants inside the metaverse, where you can literally, while exploring Decentraland, you can go to that part of the metaverse and you can tell in McDonald's that, this is what I want to order, and what they will do is they will make sure that they deliver you that exact whatever you ordered to your home, if at all, of course, if they are existing in your place, right? So this is the sort of feature, where, this is a sort of story, or you can basically say an experiment done by McDonald's, which is one example of how physical worlds can relate to the metaverse worlds. Before that, Unica says, hey, so I'm very new to NFT and I'm very, very confused with the OpenSea website. My biggest question right now is, I see the ETH currency have two colors, one red, one black. Uh, Unica, I have actually taken two sessions. Yesterday I took on OpenSea, and there was one more session before when I talk about how to buy and sell NFTs. In both the sessions, I have covered about the black and the pink ether. So both are ethers only. You don't have to worry. You can also refer to my streams. But to answer your question in a short manner, I would say that the black ether is the actual ether, and the red or the pink ether is called the wrapped ether. Now, what wrapped ether does is wrapped ether is used whenever you want to place an auction or when you are bidding on some. Say, for example, there is one NFT and that NFT's price is one ether, and you feel that you don't want to pay one ether, but you want to bid at zero point 0.5 ether, and you want to leave it to the seller if they are interested in negotiating. So at that point, you will use something called the wrapped ether. But that wouldn't come into use if you are just wanting to go and buy any NFT on OpenSea. Then you literally don't need the pink one for sure. If you only have the black ether, it's okay. You can just go and outright buy whatever is given. Which means, to simplify the entire thing, black ether is the actual ether. Whatever you want to buy outright, whatever price is given of an NFT, if you are okay and interested in buying that outright, you should go and purchase that. That is going to be your ether. But if you feel there is a scope of negotiation, you want to negotiate the price, then in that case you would need the pink ether. And to do that, there is an option called convert ether that would convert your ether to the pink one, which is called the wrapped ether. So that is how it is. For more detailed explanation, you can visit my previous streams and you can understand what that means. Or you can get connected to me on Instagram and we can talk about it. Okay, Pavan says, I am interested. Thank you, Pavan. Sumit says, red means is base on bidding. Yes, Sumit, you're right. Red means the red or the pink one, like I call it. It's the wrapped ether, and that is used for bidding anytime if you want to use it on OpenSea. Right, perfect. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about how McDonald's has, done this. Now there's another company, Budweiser. We all know. I mean, if anybody, any beer lover here knows about Budweiser. So Budweiser also came up with their NFTs, and they said, whoever owns this NFT first has to be 21-year plus. And if you own one of these NFTs, you can literally go to any corner of the world and say that, I have this Budweiser NFT, and that's why I'm entitled to Budweiser beer as much as you want. So, that is one of the utilities they provided. So there are a lot of corporates that are coming into NFTs, and why they are coming, if you ask this question, the thing is basically, who are the people who are living in these metaverses, who are exploring these metaverses, who are interested in NFTs? Definitely, we are getting interested now and we are exploring these things, but our future generation, I would say, the teenagers right now are the people who are born with this technology, right? So for us, we have seen the evolution coming from, we started when it was, tape recorders, then it came Walkman, then Walkman became iPods, and then iPods became MP3 players, and MP3 players, those as well came into our phones. So now we have seen this entire evolution. We started with seeing digital, I mean, we had reels. We used cameras where there would be reels putting in, and those reels would be only 36 pictures could be clicked from that camera. And then we came into an era of digital DSLRs where, unlimited pictures could go on a chip and we could click as many pictures. And then we came into an era of smartphone where we literally don't even need a camera, a DSLR anymore. Just the camera picture or our smartphone can do all that function. So now, meaning all this was that we have seen all this evolution happening, right? But our future generation, or probably my niece who's just 7 year old now, she's born with this technology. I mean, the kids these days, they don't even go to school when they are born, but they know, where in the phone they have to go and see where the alarms plays, where can they play YouTube, what sort of channel they want to go on. They can do everything because they have that sort of an acumen just when they are born. So these people, who are really young and are born with crypto native, so these people are really crypto native. For us, we literally need to understand as a new technology, and we'll be learning about it. But for them, these people are born with that technology, and for them, doing a crypto transaction, installing a wallet, just transferring ether from here to MetaMask, doing it on centralized exchanges, buying NFTs, everything is so easy for them. And I say that because one of my friend in Malaysia, she is a founder of her own crypto coin called DD Coin. Her daughter is only 9-year-old, and in the summer holidays in COVID, when they were not going to school, so my friend, what did she do? She gave her daughter $100 as a pocket money to play for the summer vacation, right? And what she did, she put those $100 in a crypto play to earn game, and from there she made that $100 converted into $1,100 by the end of a summer break, which means that a 9-year-old person could flip $100 to $1,000. Imagine, I mean, we could have been waiting to get a job after doing our engineering to earn that sort of an income, thinking that yeah, we can earn only after we have a job in our college. But these people are born with that technology, and they know where to put their money, where they can flip it easily, and where they can earn out of it, which is what these brands also understand. The same thing these brands, McDonald's, Budweiser, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Adidas, Nike, all of these people coming in the metaverse, all of these people coming in crypto and NFTs is because they want to attract this part of the crowd, which gets more interested when something is very interactive for them, when something is gamified. They get more interested in that. When you get incentives, when you make it crypto native, when you make something related to metaverse where these people can literally hang around for most of their times, make friends, and that's where you attract these people. And that's one of the main reasons why these corporates are also coming in the world of NFTs, and that's why they want to redefine how brand engagement happens, how branding happens. They want to redefine how they engage with their fans. They want to generate another source of income, which is already, I mean, whatever sources of income they have, they want to generate an additional source of income, and that's what they are being able to do with these when they come into things like Web3, like crypto, NFTs, and metaverse. So that is one of the trends that these people see. So these are some of the very basic, I mean, trends that I wanted to put up and show you that this is where what is happening right now in the NFT market. Although there was a bear market, and there is a bear market that is happening, we have seen a lot of NFTs getting devalued, but a lot of good blue chip projects have still maintained their pricing. They are located at the same they were able to maintain resistance, and they did not lose a lot of value, which means that it was an awesome community that they had, which believed in the project and did not let it fall for a longer time. So in the bear market, how the trends have emerged, how people have uh, seen this as an opportunity, and how free mints sort of things have evolved now in the market, and there also people are making some money out of it. One amazing thing I like about Goblin Towns is, though it did not make any money in the first place, right, when the primary mint happened, because it was for free, nothing went into their pocket. The gas price, definitely the gas fees went into the miners' pocket, so they got nothing out of it. But when the trading of this NFT began to happen in the secondary market, there is about a 7.5% royalty that goes to the creator, which means that they earned a bigger chunk of money from their secondary market, where 7.5% royalty went out to them, and that's where they earned money. So even though the project was for free, it did not go down as a unpaid project or a social charity. It literally went out to be very beneficial for the team, and that is how I like to see the tokenomics of a project, and that's how I see that how they are doing well. And one of the other trends that we have also seen, that NFTs are no more, NFT projects are no more just related to NFTs, but they are building an entire ecosystem around them, which means that so if you bought into Bored Ape Yacht Club, they now also have a land in metaverse where these people hang around, where they do their networking, and then they also launch their own tokens, and that token is getting used at a lot of places, which means they have slowly built an entire ecosystem where you just started with an NFT, but now you are also a part of metaverse, and then you're also part of tokenomics, and then you're also making money while you're having fun. So now NFT projects are not just about being NFT projects and utilities, but it's also about generating an entire ecosystem and making it more and more valuable for the people who are involved in the project. So these are the few things that we should quite remember while we get into any of the project. And if you're planning to launch any of your project, these should be the things that you should notice and make sure that you can make something very much amazing with all these things kept in mind. And if we can do that, we literally can win the world with our NFT projects. Okay, so Pavan says, till when launch play to earn game? Which play to earn game are you talking about, Pavan? Ma'am, I have two NFTs. I'm buying Jump.trade marketplace, but I don't know how to use NFT and what is the value of my NFT. If you could send me the link of that particular NFT, probably I can live analyze here like I did it for one person earlier. We can do that. So if you want to send the link across, Pavan, probably I can help you. But definitely, my first number one suggestion would be anytime if you want to buy an NFT, before that, look into the project, look into the roadmap, and understand how you can use it, how that NFT is going to be beneficial to you, and why you relate to that NFT. If you don't relate to that particular NFT and you're just buying it for the sake of buying, I'm sorry, your conviction is not established enough, and because you don't have an established conviction, you would lose interest as soon as the project starts tanking, and you might not derive the full benefit out of that NFT which you could supposedly. That's why the number one thing before getting into a project is to understand why you relate to that project. Ask that question, why you want to get into this project. Second thing, also understand that what is the utility. I mean, if you're buying that NFT but you don't know how you can use that NFT in the future, then there's no point. That's where it also comes into picture. If they are giving you the creative common license with that, which means that do they give you the IP of this particular NFT, or the IP rests with the owner itself. So these are few things which are good to understand before you get into any NFT project, and that will help you a lot in understanding if you really wanted to get into that project or not. I hope that answer helps you, Pavan. If you can send me a link in time, I would analyze the project here. And if you can't, no problem, don't worry. You can send it to me on Instagram. My Instagram goes Yashika Khated, and that's where we can discuss that again. Sumit says, "Ma'am, can I send my OpenSea NFT profile if you can help me to find out my mistake if it is good for me?" Sumit, do you want to do here in the live session, or you want to connect to me personally? I am okay both the ways. If you think you want to connect to me personally, you can note down my Instagram and come there, or you think you want to do it here, you can send away the link here, and probably we can just see around. And if I have any tips to give, probably I can help you with that. Uh, you can consider sending me the link right now. Okay, you have. Great. So I'll just share my screen. Pavan asks, send me your Instagram link. Okay, wait. Wait. Uh, so that's my profile. Yeah. So here's the link, Pavan. Hope that helps. Hope that helps anybody else as well. So Sumit, right? Sumit sent me this project, and I'm hoping that it's your own NFT profile. Okay. So crazy art maker. Nice. I like this one. I think this is inspired by Axie. This is how somewhat Axie looks like. Crazy art maker, your thing. I make all kinds of art, and I can make any type of art. If you want to create your art to me, you can contact me to my Instagram. Okay. And then you've created Aladdin, and you have Crazy Art Club, Aladdin number 22, 21, 23. Why are there two Aladdin with the same token name? I think there must have been a mistake. Probably you can change them. Okay, and I see that you have 1 lakh pieces each, is it? You've created 1 lakh pieces each of these? Wow. Why 1 lakh? Would be my question. I see there are 15 pieces each. Okay. So I would just go into this one and I would try to see what is it that you've kept. Okay, so the current price you've kept is 1 ether. Oh, so there's a spelling mistake here. Karzi art. So crazy is to be here. See, guys, what happens? As a buyer, if I am visiting any profile, if I have some very silly spelling mistakes, probably that could be a turn off, which could show me that the person who built it was not really careful of proofreading what he was making. So just make sure that there are no mistakes. And about crazy art is for all category of people and crazy art for all buy. So okay, this is something which literally does not tell me what this club is all about. And also in the previous description of yours, where you say I make all kinds of art and I can make any type of art, people always like to be shown specific things that they can expect from you. I know that you're an amazing artist and you can make anything and everything that you want, but still in that try to be more and more specific. Probably you can tell them that you specialize in cartoon character drawings, or you can make animations, or you can make portraits for people, or you can make caricature drawings for them. Whatever that feels like, if you have a particular niche or particular instead of refrain from saying all kind of arts, okay, you can say 2D based, 3D based, or give them some more specific here so that they understand what is your speciality and where they can contact them. And okay, you've given your Instagram link here. Cool. Okay, you can probably add yourself on Twitter as well, because Twitter is an amazing place if you want to get in touch with the NFT people. So just Instagram is not going to help you. It's better to get yourself on Twitter as well. Okay, and then going to one of the pieces again. See, so description is just Aladdin cartoon character. Now what? What do I do? I know Aladdin. I know he's a cartoon character. Your description is not really talking anything to me. Is there any utility that your NFTs can provide to me? Can you do something out of it? Can you say a utility like, if you buy my art, I can draw you personalized portrait and send over the original physical version of that portrait. Probably that could be a utility as you're an artist or something like that. So if any a description can either have your story, why you built this collection, what is the motive behind this collection, or probably you can say that this is the utility I can provide if you buy my NFT. So this description is going to be the most important part of your NFT. Without that, nobody is going to get interested. Again, Crazy Art Club define who you are, what you are, why you are, and how you do things separately, what others don't do. In details, okay, so you've based it on Polygon. Okay, nice. 10% is the creator fees. That's your meta address. Okay, fine. Cool. And so you minted 15 and you have listed one of them at 9 ether. 9 ether, I guess. Okay, cool. And then more from this collection is here. So you know what? Since you have made collectibles, Sumit, what you can do is so all your collection, I'm able to understand that it revolves around Aladdin, right? So yesterday, if you remember, I showed the collection of Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I said that how in Bored Ape Yacht Club uh, all the 10,000 pieces are around the apes only, right? So the central theme is apes. The same way you have a central theme of Aladdin. So you should have the traits, and based on traits, you should design them to be, So for example, this Aladdin has uh, a bracelet attached to him. He has a different sort of muffler. This one does not have a muffler. This one is a plain one. This one has a muffler with a different sort of topi, and he has some few extra accessories attached. So these are the traits that are going to separate this particular Aladdin NFT from that particular Aladdin NFT, right? So these traits are something that should go under your description as well, and that's how you should be designing the rarity and not the rarity and things like that. So I hope that makes sense to you, Sumit. Okay, Twitter is linked, but I think the Twitter is not linked in the main account. So there I could only see the Instagram. So consider having Twitter there, because that is the first place where people will form impression of yours. So try to have a Twitter at the first place itself. Okay. Hope that makes sense, Sumit. For any other information, probably you can as well connect to me. This was all from the first look that I could tell you. Definitely, there is some more, I mean, a lot more required. If you think I could be a value addition, you can connect to me on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'll be there and we can see how we can work around this together. Pavan, you have sent me your link as well. One second. Okay. Um, so I'll do this just I think I can do one session where I can ask you guys to come up with your own collections. We can go live and we can check out those collections and see if that collection is worth buying or not worth buying, or if you're making your own collection, probably you can come out with ideas so that it can help anyone and everyone who's in the audience. Probably anybody here could get inspired with their own collection and starts building something tomorrow, and I'll be more happy that if I was able to contribute just a little tiny whiny bit percentage in that. So you think we should do a class like that? If you think so, I mean, just write out in the chat so that I can think of having a class around this entire thing where we can check each other's collection and probably give each other suggestions. Okay, so yeah, I have to share my screen. Okay. Vishishta says, let's go. Let's go, Vishishta. Let's do it. Okay, so this is Jump.trade and it is Meta Cricket League players exclusive NFTs. These cricket heroes are the kind of players who start at the roots but have the potential to progress. These player NFTs pack a punch to deliver when it matters. Coupled with your skill and timing, these NFTs are sure to make a big impact in the Meta Cricket League. Um, oh, so Pavan, you already own it. Okay. Uh, How is this related to Big B punks? I don't understand. Is there a relation between this and the Beyond Life Big B punk as well? These are the player stats. Become a part of the community. Download media kit where you can buy and trade a lot of including MCL cricket game NFTs and other sports NFTs. Okay, so this is the NFT that you own. I understand that, but where is the things about this NFT in? I mean, I want to understand the collection and not just your NFT piece and see what it can do. Can you link me to the collection? Probably. I mean, that's where I can give you more information, because right now what it appears to me is that like NBA Top Shots, this is also um, NFTs where you have the player and you can own that player, and with that player what can you do? That is what I am wanting to understand uh, from the details of the project. So you've bought it from someone, which means you've got it from a secondary market. It's on the Polygon chain. The metadata is on IPFS. Okay, it's a ERC721. Cool. But the ranking looks like, okay, it's mid ranked. Okay, but I want to understand about the project. Can you explain me the link with where I can understand about the project, Pavan? So if at all this project is like right now you own these NFTs and later they will do tournaments where you using your NFTs you can literally like in Dream 11, right? You create an entire team of the best players and then you have matches, real life matches, and based on that you get money out of it. Either that way, something like that, or probably they'll be like how many ever players you have, you can have a cricket tournament where your NFT would represent you and you can earn some money out of it, like they do it in Axie. If that's the plan, that's good. But right now the page you sent me did not really convey any of that, so I did not basically understand what this NFT would do. They were, I mean, there was a description, but that description was very superficial. There was no related detail kept that what exactly this NFT would do. So either you can help me with the project roadmap, you can send me that page, and there we can realize what this plans to do, or probably you can give me the entire website where they talk about the project, and probably that's where we can understand if it helps or not. So I think, Pavan, that would be my 2 cents as of now. With the limited information I have available, this is what I would like to say. Hope that helped you guys. So Vishishta said, "Let's go," which means that this is a nice idea to have one class where we can discuss the projects, and I mean, whatever projects on earth that we think we can. Either you have your own project built, or you have a project in mind which you want to buy in. Probably we can just do a closed session where we can just discuss it live and see how it goes. That'll be interesting and adventurous for me as well, because I've never done that on a live program. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's see how that turns out. So that's all from me for today. And there are some amazing things that are going to happen in NFTs. One of it is, I don't know if you guys heard that Instagram is coming up with its own NFT marketplace. I mean, not marketplace, but Instagram is allowing you that option where you can flaunt your NFTs in a verifiable manner. And that is a game changer. That is going to be a game changer. Right now, only few of the people in the entire user list are able to do that, but later, when they get good responses out of it, probably NFT will become much more mass adopted by people, because it's all about someone bringing it to mass adoption, right? Mass adoption is what will lead to more and more people using that particular tech. And Instagram is someone who has 1 billion users every month that use the platform, which means if Instagram comes up with something like you can flaunt your NFTs here, then probably NFTs would make much more sense for everyone who's here. So imagine, right, like you bought a electric vehicle. Okay, you brought an electric vehicle in the real world, but along with the electric vehicle you got an NFT that was a proof of ownership of you owning this vehicle. So now just imagine if you were to put this NFT on Instagram and flaunt that this is a blockchain verifiable ownership receipt that tells that you got this particular electric vehicle. And now people can literally check it on the blockchain, because it's there for everyone to see, it's publicly verifiable. And you can literally flaunt in front of people that now you own a electric car. So imagine the sort of visibility that NFTs would get once it becomes so mainstream that anything and everything that we own. Say for example, if I own a Gucci ka handbag, I literally might not be able to show the Gucci handbag in my videos and make it obvious for people that I'm owning an original Gucci handbag. But what if I could flaunt the Gucci NFT and prove that what I'm having in my hand is an original handbag? And I think that could be a game changer. So that would be the last trend from my side for today, that NFTs are coming on social media. YouTube is planning to bring them up for helping the creators monetize in a different way. Twitter already has a way, if you are a Twitter Blue user, which is a $3 subscription per month. And there you have this ability that if you connect your NFT, I mean, you connect your wallet, and that NFT would appear as your profile picture. So but there is, everyone would have that question, right? Said like, say for example, Pavan has a board ape, and Pavan is the original owner of it, but I don't have a board ape. I just take a screenshot and I try to put the same profile picture. Then how would someone really realize that Pavan is the true owner of the board ape and I am just a fake owner because I have the screenshotted copy? So that's where Twitter came in picture. And what they did, for people who originally put that picture by connecting their wallet, they get a hexagon frame around their profile picture, meaning that that particular person is actually owning this particular NFT on the blockchain. And for someone who was just putting it down, who just copied, like me, if I copied, screenshotted it, and tried to put it as an image, it would still appear in a circle, which meant that I did not actually verify it on the blockchain. So this is how Twitter is doing it. This is how Instagram is planning to do it, and YouTube is also coming up with their own NFT versions. So I think, when these giants, when these Web2 giants ape in the NFT field, it is going to be good news for everyone who's learning about NFTs. Which means, all of you here right now are going to be the people who are going to lead the NFT movement in India, at least because you were one of the few people who got interested in this technology before everybody else did. So, congratulations, guys, and pat your back for doing an amazing job. And congratulations, you made it. You understood the current trends in NFT, and we are going to meet again on Monday, probably. And if you have any suggestions for what next the class should be, just consider dropping in those suggestions, and accordingly we'll take up a class in the next week. So let me know if you have any topic in mind, and if you like what you hear from me, consider following me on Creator or on Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube or anywhere. I go with the name Yashika Khated everywhere in all the platforms. You can search me there. um, okay, and Pavan says, thank you so much. You have really great knowledge. Thank you so much, Pavan. Means a lot. Vishishta says, some NFTs under budget. Literally, Vishishta, that's a nice one, under budget. But I think budget is something which is very perspective based, right? For someone, 1 lakh is a good budget. For someone, 50,000, and for someone, 10,000. So if we can come across, I think in this case, what I can do is, like I said, I minted a free NFT yesterday, right? I think the next class I'll do is on that free NFT, how you guys can mint that free NFTs. And it is an absolutely amazing gamified concept of, getting into NFTs, where you get into NFTs for free, and every level, there are certain levels to, achieve. The more and more levels you unlock, the more you upgrade yourself, and that upgrading happens through tasks. So every task, every set of tasks you do, you get to the next level of NFT, which means you get your NFT upgraded, and you get certain more perks unlocked. Then certain more upgradation, certain more unlocks. So like that, there are a lot of levels in the NFT, and I like the way that they gamified the entire concept, and that is sort of a hype right now. A lot of people on Twitter are talking about that project. So I think, is it a good thing that I can take you through the entire minting journey of that particular NFT, and all of you can get to have or own your first ever NFT. If you guys haven't started in NFTs, probably that could be your first ever owned NFT, and that too for free. You literally have to pay around about $10 for just the minting. I mean, the gas price and nothing else. So I think that would be a great idea. So Vishishta, what do you think? What do you think about it? So she said some under budget would be like 10 to 30,000, which is like that makes sense. Unica says let's do that. So let's do it, guys. Probably I can do this after 2 classes so that I give you enough time. But remember that in order to do that minting, we need all of you to have your wallet, at least MetaMask or Trust Wallet, either or that you have. If you all have MetaMask, it is going to be easy because that's how I can clearly guide you through. The second thing in that would be that you need to have a little ether in order to pay the gas price. So if you are using any of the exchange like Binance or Wazirex or CoinDCX or CoinSwitch Kuber or anything like that, you can consider getting your ether transferred from those exchanges to MetaMask so that we can be ready for this session. If you feel that this is going to be problematic, or you don't have the, or you need my help, you need me together with you, probably you can suggest me if I should do a stream first to prepare ourselves to get into that NFT, and then the second stream would be how to mint that NFT. Probably we can do this stream in 2 parts. In the first part, I would tell that this is how you create your MetaMask, this is how you have your token, and then whatever exchange you are on, from that exchange. So I am on Binance and Wazirex. I can show from those exchanges how we get this thing transferred, and you guys can get it transferred too, so that we are ready to mint our NFT. And then the next session we will do the minting of the NFT. How does that sound? I think we can break it into 2 or 3 parts so that we make sure that it is a consistent thing for all the people here and nobody is left out. uh, so until then, I would request all of you guys to have your KYC done on any of the crypto exchanges that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with BazirX or CoinSwitch Kuber, I am mostly comfortable with WazirX and Binance. Those are my two go-to exchanges, and also the fact because Binance owns WazirX, the transfer between Binance and WazirX happens for free for me. So I mean, happens for any user who's a Binance and a WazirX user. So that's why I prefer these two. You guys can have your own likings, or probably you have your own exchanges where you are already. If you're not, I can give you the Binance and WazirX links from where you can download and we can get ready. You can have your KYC done so that we can get them started. Okay, if you need the download link, wait 1 second. I might as well just give you that. So if there's anything anybody else wants to, Rupesh says, I'm excited for that stream. I'm so happy, Rupesh. Thank you. I am excited as well. Sumit asks, what's your Instagram ID? My Instagram ID is Yashika Khated, Sumit. I also sent it in the chat. I would as well copy and send it again. Yeah, so that's my Instagram link. If you guys want to get in touch with me personally, you can consider following me there. Okay. uh, okay, so I think uh, I am finding out the link to register on these apps so that it becomes easier for you. Ah, cool. Okay. Until I do that, guys, you guys can get in touch with me on Instagram and I can pass you the link and we'll do that because it's taking me time. I was not ready with the links. So I'll send you those links and you can download the app and we can begin on our next class. Okay. So we are finalizing this, and in case you want to be a part of this journey of minting your first ever free NFT, do consider following me on Creator because only then you will be updated when my stream happens, right? Okay, so consider following me on Twitter and see you guys on the next stream. It's going to be amazing. Let's get all of you inside the NFT world and let's make sure that you all get to have your first NFTs, and that too for free. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Thank you. See you. Bye bye. Have an amazing weekend. Have an awesome Sunday and see you. Get in touch with me on Instagram if you want to. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you, Vishishta, Unica, and Pavan. It was nice having you all. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye, Kajal.